How I built a wave portal using blockchain technologies. Blockchains are a collection of information filled blocks linked together. These blocks are a record of everything happening on the blockchain, and they are linked together using cryptography. But what's a smart contract? Smart contracts are digital contracts that exist on the blockchain and work exactly like contracts in real life, except for the fact that they're executed and followed without a third party. Since blockchains are decentralized, that means that there's no central authority in charge of everything. Being decentralized also means that no party can back out of the contract or change the contract. These contracts are immutable, meaning the code can't be changed once it is written. And they are distributive, meaning that the contract is validated by miners on the blockchain. Web3 is a reimagined idea of the World Wide Web, where decentralization and blockchain technologies are incorporated. Web3 aims to make the website as user interactive as possible. To help explain, let's rewind to Web 1. Web 1 was the internet in the very beginning. Everything was static, and all users could do was read the information on the websites. Most websites were made by companies, and individuals rarely produced content. Web 2 is the internet right now. Social media is one of the biggest aspects of Web 2. The internet became much more interactive than Web 1, and users started producing content. However, Web 2 isn't all good. Things started to become a lot more centralized. Large companies say that they offer services for free, yet they steal users' data and sell it for targeted ads. Web 3 was created because people believed that the current web required too much trust, and they wanted to make the internet even more interactive. Web3 is more interactive because it allows users to not only read and write content, but also own content on the web. So to summarize, Web 1 was read only, Web 2 was read and write, and Web 3 is read, write, and own. If you want to learn more about blockchain, then you can check out the article Fundamentals of Blockchain in the description. Let's talk about my project now. Once you connect your digital cryptocurrency wallet, you can write me a message here and wave at me. The message you wrote should show up in the message log. And there's a random chance that you'll get some free ETH, a cryptocurrency. I've also added a cooldown method to give an error if I get 2 messages within 15 minutes. I've done this for 2 reasons. The first is to make sure that no single person could repeatedly get the prize ETH, and so the text box doesn't fill up with just one person's messages. Now I'm going to show you how I built it. But I wrote a lot of code for this. I cannot possibly explain all of it. So if you're interested, please check out the GitHub repository in the description. How I built it. To start, I built a smart contract. The smart contract has all the code for sending a wave and message, sending the prize money, and the cooldown method. This is the setup. I'm declaring variables like total waves and seed. Seed is how you generate a random number in blockchain. It's quite different from how you do it in a normal code. More on that a little bit later. I'm creating an event called new wave. It's a very important part of smart contracts, and I'm constructing the actual contract. This is the code for what happens when someone waves. The first part here is the cooldown method. It ensures that the current timestamp is 15 minutes greater than when the code was last updated. If not, it returns the statement wait 15 minutes and gives an error. If it has been 15 minutes or more, it updates the time to when the code was last updated to the current times. The next part is the actual wave. It updates the variable total waves by adding 1 to it and returns the address of the waver, its message, and the time. Now about the seed variable. The random number that we're generating from seed is used to make sure that random people get the prize ETH. However, random numbers aren't actually random. In standard code, the computer pulls numbers from different parts of the computer and gives that as a random number. But since on a blockchain everything is transparent, one could see how the computer is generating that random number. So we have to create the number differently in a blockchain. What I'm doing to generate this seed is I'm using values from the previous sender and previous waver to create the seed of this new block. I'm using the previous block's timestamp and the previous block's seed to create the seed of this variable. If the seed variable is less than 50, then the contract gives the prize ETH to the waiver. However, first it checks if the contract even has that much money. If it does not, then it says trying to withdraw more money than the contract has, and if it what? Fails to with If the seed value is less than 50, then the contract gives 0.001 Ether to the waiver. Earlier in the code, we have given the contract some Ether, and whenever it needs to give some prize money, the code makes sure that the contract has enough money in it to give. If it doesn't, it says trying to withdraw more money than the contract has. The next part is where I use Web3. I built a website to deploy the contract. This website is the part that users see and interact with. However, I did not deploy the contract on the Ethereum mainnet. That would require using real money, which we aren't using right now. I use a testnet called Goerli. Testnets are a branch of mainnets. They work exactly like the mainnet would. They have validators, and each block has to be mined before it's added. One of the first things we have to do is connect our wallet to the website. This is the code for that. Now you have to connect the website to the contract you made earlier. And in this last part, we're finally building the website. I've added some simple text like, hey, I'm Kashmi, connect your wallet and wave at me. And I've added two buttons, one to connect the wallet and one to wave. And I've added a text box to type your message in. And I've added the code to store the message and show it. The last bit here is just for the background color, text size, background size, etc. Now I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Wave portal. Okay, so this is the portal. The first thing you do is connect your wallet. I am using MetaMask, so it'll open up. You just select your account and click Next and connect. And now you can see once you connect it, the Connect Wallet button disappears. I'm just going to say hello right now. This is the test and registering. Then you click Wave at me. Your wallet will open up again. It's going to ask for a gas fee, and this is used when you're doing any transaction on the blockchain, but it's a very small amount, and just click confirm. And then if you open up your wallet here, you can see that this is pending. You can see now that the transaction has gone through, my message, hello, and the time has shown up, and my address, you can see again, my address is right here. The same address, 0x2c0, shows up here. Now it's your turn to try it. I've linked the portal in the description, and since you need tokens in your wallet to do it, I've also linked a faucet where you can get free Goerli Test ETH tokens. I can't wait to see what you guys send me. And if you want to learn more about how I made it, check out the article How I Built the Wave Portal in the description as well.